I want to send a happy Mother's Day out to my wife, to my mom, to our family's birth mom, to all of the women who have shaped my professional and my academic career. Mother's Day really is a time to celebrate the incredible number of women who have been mothers to us in 1,000 different ways throughout our lives. And here as a community, we celebrate Mother's Day, we honor those mothers, but also we recognize the complexity of a day like this. Bobby put together this beautiful liturgy and prayer expressing the range of emotions that a lot of us feel on a day like today. Those of us who have great, healthy relationships with our mothers, those of us who have strained and difficult relationships, and those of us who have complicated relationships with the idea of mother and mothering. We trust that in the midst of all of that, God really will be a good mother and parent to each of us. But there's some interesting things about Mother's Day as a holiday and a remembrance that I think are worth reflecting on a day like today. First of all, there is something called Mothering Sunday that goes back a couple hundred years, actually, in the tradition of the church. And this was actually traditionally celebrated on the fourth Sunday of Lent. And it was a day when people would return to their childhood churches to celebrate the history and the heritage and the mothering that those churches put in to leading them towards their adult lives. This really neat remembrance of the idea that even institutions and bodies like churches have a role in shaping us and mothering us. But then, of course, in the North American context, Mother's Day as a holiday originally came out of the end of the First World War. And this was a day that was set aside to remember mothers. And the idea here was that mothers should never have to experience the pain of losing their child to war. Mother's Day was originally a protest against violence and war and the anger that causes so much death and hurt in our world. And I think that's really worth remembering when it comes to moments like this. This is not simply about commercialization and buying presents and cards. It's about the recognition that violence and war tears at our very humanity. These deepest connections that we share with each other, with mother, with father, with family, with sibling, these are something that speak to the very heart of the human existence. Peaceful, caring coexistence with each other. And so as we honor our mothers, all of these women who have mothered us in all of these different ways, may we strive for peace and harmony as we do in a way that really honors what mother is all about.